when we go to draw the figure, we're going to use proportion. And how do you do proportion? Well, you get the head size. So you put your arm out straight, like this with your pencil, and you measure from top of the skull to the chin. And then what you're going to do is get that measurement, right? Hold your arm out straight. And close one eye. Yes, that's it. And then you're going to take that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. That gives us the height of the figure. Okay? So just like I showed you how to do proportion, that's a quick way of all of this information and condensing it into something that you can understand and do. So then basically what do? You start out with an oval, like you did with the head. Okay? We have our oval shape, and we know 7 and a half heads. So we measure 1, 2, put a line, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. Okay? So we know our figure's going to fit on this whole entire page. Yes?
That's a bit different, because I'm over here.
Right. You're going to get just this distance, okay? Which you take that one distance with your tool, put your thumb there, and then what you're going to do is take that distance and bring it through, okay? And go all the way down, okay? Now the other measurement is if we take this distance and we go across our chest is usually a head and a half, okay? So we know when we're coming down, we can put that measurement in, okay? And these are just called landmarks. Landmarks to help us be able to put down in a rapid way proportions, okay? And then we go from there with basic shapes, okay? And again, we know everything's symmetrical, so we're looking straight and we come down, okay? And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the shape. So if we take a shape over this, like a box, okay, and we measure, we know that the rib cage is again head and a half, okay, then we have the square. Then we come down to the basic shape of the pelvis, okay, so the pelvis is more of a rectangular shape, okay, and this is just very quick, okay, you're not worried too much here about detail and about accuracy. This is just a quick way of getting down the information to begin to understand the skeleton and get it down. Okay, so then the next thing we have is the sockets in the hip. And we know that if I were to bend this leg and bring it up, okay, that the distance from here, okay, with my shin is equal. So then quickly 1, 2, and then we have the foot. Okay, down, 1, 2, and we have the foot, okay? Then the next thing are the same thing with our arms. If I fold my arm, I know this is equal, okay? So again, we come down, 1, 2, and look where your hands fall. That's one of the things when people are drawing the figure, they don't realize that your hands come down into the middle of your thigh, okay? So again, this is very quick. The way I'm drawing is gesture, okay? So if I were drawing the skeleton, like posed in an action here, okay, I would very quickly draw, like, you know, arm up, get the back of the skull, put the leg in, okay, and down like that. If I were getting the movement of like a walking skeleton. And when we do gesture drawing and we're learning to draw the figure, this is what we do when we begin to get the energy, to get it down very quickly. Okay, then after that you get more into the study of the proportions. All right, everybody got that? Okay, any questions? Okay, so then the next thing that you're going to do is just, you don't have to draw every single ribbon here. I mean, later you can, you know, do that when you want it more precise. But just for now, get the movement, get the line, the movement. You know, what's happening up here with the clavicle bones, okay? We already drew the skull, so we know, divided in half. We know that the eyes fall in here halfway. We got the sockets. We got the nose halfway. We got the center of the lip, okay? And then you would look at the contour to draw the outer shape of that skull, okay? So then just keep moving down. And again, the bone shape. What do we see at the top? The rounded area coming down, okay? And then the shape of the bone, how that connects, okay? And then down into, you don't have to draw every single bone in the finger, but just basic, okay, we're getting down. Okay, then next, we come to that shape that we created, which was the triangular shape. And what are we going to do? We're going to look a little closer, like when I talked about contour, outer edge of the form. So you're going to look outer edge of the form. Okay, we see how the spine is in there, and we see how the pelvis comes up, the crest here and down. Okay, so up and down. Okay, and then doing this, as I've talked about all day, helps with what?
The final product.
Exactly, exactly. It develops, it develops our observational skills, it develops our eye-hand coordination, and it brings our awareness. It helps us to spend time really analyzing and looking. And this is going to go into your retention more, okay? And the more you do this. And this is why drawing in any field, and especially for physicians, is very, very important, because it brings you in touch with the connections of all these shapes, and you really look and feel what those shapes are like. So you're engaging your senses, you're engaging everything into deeper learning.